Welcome back to the Angels franchise on the SWU Sports Network. We are rebuilding the Los Angeles Angels. We're in June of our first season. 37-30 start, way better than we anticipated, but we are slipping. We're slipping a game and a half out of first place, and we are just a game ahead of the Yankees in the third wildcard spot. Today's episode, we're going to burn through a good amount of this schedule. We're going to get all the way to the draft. And maybe a little bit farther than that. We got 29 days until draft day. Last episode, we took a look at Ozzy, and he jumped up on our board all the way to number 58. The potential starting to get narrowed in, 70 at the bottom, 85 at the top. Not excited about Ozzy as I am some of the other players we discovered, but since it was a discovery of ours, he might be there later on for us. The third baseman, Ryland, I decided to scout. So far, it looks like he'd be really solid in the field for us, potentially at first base because his arm's not there, but hitting just not up to par. 49 on the major league board surprises me. That seems way higher than he should be, in my opinion. We're going to continue to scout him, though. He could jump back up, and it looks like we have ran out of discovery in the East. Let's change this assignment up and maybe go with a little outfield international just to see if we can find anybody. We got to switch up this pitcher as well. Really got to get prepared for that draft. Only got 3 more weeks of this to go. Well, we have one of our first injuries in the regular season. It was Kevin Newman, so we did luck out there that it wasn't a starter. It's 1 to 2 months. We will put him on the 10-day since it is a shorter injury, and that will leave us with 25 on the active roster. Losing your platoon man, who's also a second baseman, is a little rough. We're going to take a little bit of time and look at the players we have in AAA and see how they're performing and make a decision on who we're going to call up right now. Matthew Lugo is on the 40-man roster. He can play third base, second base, shortstop, and left field. A 60 overall, C potential 23-year-old out of Puerto Rico. We've used one of his options, but I think it's time for him to make his way back to the major league. We even had him on the bench in AAA. We got to get those lineups all sorted out. So we burnt through another week here. You can see we took 2 out of 3 against Baltimore. 2 out of 2 we split with the Yankees, and so far we split with the Astros. 42-34, hanging out in third place still, and at this point still hanging in there tied with the Tigers. I just feel like luck's gonna run out. I said I wanted to get through this season fast, and that starts today. Another week done. Took 2 out of 3 against Houston, 2 out of 3 against Boston, and we're split with Washington so far. 10 games above 500. This team's, they're hanging on. We're gonna get through this scouting, finish this game on the 29th, and then we'll take a look at the team and see if there's any adjustments we want to make going into July. And we end up losing the third game. It's time to take a deep dive. Let's start with the rotation. Kikuchi is 10-3 with a 2.96 ERA, 117 WHIP. He's declining though at age 33. Let's remind ourselves his contract 2 more years after this. What do we do? We're staying in the running. We got a couple weeks before we decide if we're going to try to make a move or two and maybe to get the bullpen a little better. And that's kind of what we're looking at right now. We're evaluating where things are at. Soriano, 4-5, 3.53 ERA, 1.54 WHIP. That's staying about where it was. And we're seeing C potential. He's declining as well. He's probably hit his peak already. I want to look at some of the advanced numbers for him here. Yeah, just a terrible year for the advanced numbers compared to last year. K through 9 dropping a little bit. Walks are up. I thought so. 4 walks per 9, almost 5. 4.5 walks per 9 is terrible. 1.1 home runs. Advanced numbers don't look good for him. Reed Detmers, 5-8, 4.73. It's not good. Kyle Hendricks having a solid year, 2.5. I'm excited about that. And then Tyler Anderson to round it off here, 4.78. He's still going up. B potential. He's 35 years old. He's got 1 year left. Some moves might be made. I don't know how they're going to handle it. And Jack Cohenhowski, I hope I said that right. 2-0, 2.96 ERA as our long reliever, but he's a D overall potential. He's just going to decline a little bit. Being pretty serviceable. The thing is with making trades, if we do, we don't have a lot looking forward to bring up, but it is what it is. 1 year left for Jansen. Might be a trade piece as well. Yeah, we got arbitration here with Jose, so we're okay with that. And Joyce, we got control of Joyce as well. B potential. I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops. That's one of the rising stars, I think, of the bullpen. Could potentially be a big contributor in our setup role right now. 4.17 ERA, 19 earned runs, 4 home runs given up. We'll see how this progresses for him. I don't see anything that really jumps out at me as saying we need to send someone down to AAA or look to replace someone right now in the rotation. It just kind of is what it is for the team. Looking at AAA, we have Dakota Hudson here with a 4.75 ERA, Dana with a 4.11. Victor here with the 56 overalls got a better ERA than our 66 overall, so maybe overalls don't matter that much. Those attributes aren't very good either. Chase here, 4.14, just nothing really jumping out at you and saying we need to move some people around. We get to Sam Bachman here. And Bachman has been in the big leagues. He pitched 11 games last season, so he's one to look at. He can improve a lot. He's only 25 years old. That's somebody we might look to bringing up. Having an ERA under 2 in AAA in 66 innings is pretty solid. We do need some bullpen help, so if we do make some moves on some expiring contracts, that's someone to keep an eye on. Down in AA, 3.0 for Osman here. Cortez with a 4.13. Gaston, 3.33. Daryl Hicks with a 4.70, and Ryan rounds off the rotation here with 3.65. Brett Carey, let's see what his potential is. It's a C. He's a 54 overall. We're going to be patient with him. He was drafted in 2021. He's 25 already. I don't know if that C is going to actually ever be seen. But here we go. 21 innings pitched, an ERA under 1 for Samuel. 23 years old. He was undrafted. C potential. Did play a few games last year, so he's on the 40-man roster with an option used already. We might be making some moves to get some of these players up to different levels because our pitching, we see a little bit of potential here in AA. Dashwood here is a D potential, so he's about what he is. He can get up there in the 60s, but I don't know. 60s might be serviceable in this game for relievers this time around. And starting with the Major League Club, we have Rengifo at 303, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. I think we're fine leaving him in the leadoff spot there. Moncada's been doing pretty solid as well, 285. Can't complain about that. Trout is declining a little bit, but he's still batting 321, 20 home runs, 52 RBIs, having a solid year. Soler at 248, 12 home runs, 50 RBIs. Between these two in the middle of the lineup here, and then Taylor Ward and Ohapi, I think we want to swap Ohapi around. We'll get Ohapi to 5th, Taylor Ward back down to 6th. A lot of home runs in this lineup. Moniak with 7 home runs, 27 RBIs. Neto with 12 home runs, 34 RBIs. That's someone that could use a boost, but you can see offense, it's not the problem. Here's Joe Odell, 200 off the bench. Travis is batting 175, not very good. Lugo we just brought up, but he's got 4 plate appearances or 4 at-bats already and 1 hit. And then we have Scott with 214 and Noda at 186. Noda's been super disappointing to me. B potential, he's 28 years old. Just hasn't lived up to any type of potential at all for us. I mean, the old veteran JD Davis here, 31 years old at this point, but he's a 69 overall. C potential, gonna decline. Not having the best of years in AAA. Would have been cool to see him back up in the big leagues, but I don't think he's earning it yet. Tucker Flint here has been on fire, 6 home runs, 32 RBIs, batting 287. We see a batter here of Chad Stevens, who is a DH. He is a natural shortstop, can play second base and third base. D potential 66 overall, but he's batting 315 this year with 7 home runs and 26 RBIs in AAA. Not bad. Rio Foster is probably the only one really to talk about, batting 277, 5 home runs and 35 RBIs, a right fielder, but he's also D potential down in AA. You can see as we go into this draft, we need a lot of help. And taking a look, the AA season, second half of the season has just started. The Trash Pandas are 3-3 right now. And in AAA, the Bees, they're 42 and 39. So they're looking pretty solid. But if we go into the top prospects, just not much here for us. Christian Campbell, the Red Sox second baseman, is the #1 prospect in baseball right now. He's a potential 68 overall, 22 years old. Can play all over the place too, from Tennessee. And Dana is still our top prospect. He is sitting at 70 on the top 100 board. Expected MLB time is 2026. I don't know. It might be possible. It might be possible. He is improving. We got to see a lot of that hitting per 9 go up. We want to see control go up a lot. We'll see how he performs the rest of the year and see if he maybe gets a call. Well, he'll be on the he's on the 40-man roster, so he'll be in spring training next year and get his shot there. And we have a trade alert. The Padres acquire Walker from the Giants. Ryan Walker goes to the Padres for Jackson Wolf and Brandon Venezuela. And we bust through another week where we see us slide and drop 5 out of 7. We are now 47 and 42, 4.5 games back. We've fallen to a game out of the wild card. We're seeing things play out about how we expected. The time is now. I don't think we're prepared, but we gotta be. We got our board somewhat set up here. The big players we're looking at, we all know the big story we care about is Scott Burnett. We believe he is a generational talent. It is Washington on the board. I thought it was the Marlins, but it is Washington. Let's find out. Live reaction. I'm going to be really pissed if we don't get him, though. Let's just start the draft. Let's let our heart break right away. Castillo got pick number 1. I mean, that's a solid pick for them in a few years. We don't even have to wait a second. As long as we can sign him, Scott Burnett is the future of the Angels. I'm calling it right now. He did opt out of his doctor exam. Let's hope that's not foreshadowing. And with a 3rd pick in the draft, Seattle selects Kenny. All right. We knew we weren't going to get him if we got who we wanted. This is a solid pick for the Mariners. This is a storyline to pay attention to. We could see him and come up against him in a couple years. Pretty awesome. And I am going to just take my time and let this naturally play out here for a little bit. I want to kind of pay attention to see if any of our guys that we found, that we discovered, start coming off the board. And so far, it's been somewhat chalk, except for the first pick. And then you jump back into, it is chalk. The Rockies messed up here, I think, with Greg. But here's a 21 that we had 29 going at number 8 in Juan there. Pretty interesting stuff. Our next pick is going to be at number 43. We're pretty much wanting Clyde Rudy to show up there. That's who we're going to pick second. I don't care that we could get him in the 7th round potentially or the 6th round potentially. I want to secure this guy. His bonus demand's pretty low. I want to see him available for us. David Armstrong, we had 50. I'm interested in this one. I want to take a look and remember this name. I'm going to write it down because it could be a good one. I mean, that's the highest rated player on the MLB draft so far picked. And really just focusing in on the rest of the division, we can see Tom Linter here went to the A's. We had him as number 30 on our board. David Armstrong went to Texas. Houston selected Rob Colin, who was 42 on our board. Potential is 80 to 99. We'll see in a few weeks how that's looking. And that's everyone in our division for the first round. No one unranked picked yet. We're on to the incentive picks now of the first round. Clyde Rudy still on our board. We got about 10 picks, 11 picks to get through before it's us. Fingers crossed. The competitive balance picks are starting to unwind here. We've got 3 more to get through. Our board's still completely here. The only position player we have on our board right now is Jermaine. I'm expecting him to go late in the 2nd round and not get to us all the way in the 3rd round. We do have pick number, because there's so many competitive balance picks now. We don't pick till 80, so we go from 43 all the way to 80. 2nd round has started. Board's still looking good. 2 more picks to get through. The Rockies and Marlins could ruin our day for Clyde Rudy. 1 more pick. That's a good pick for the Rockies there, potentially. The shortstop, Juan. We're on the board. I'm tempted to go after Jermaine here, but I just can't. I can't do it. We got to draft Clyde. We believe in him. We know he's going to be potentially an 88 overall at the worst. If we get a high B for the 2nd round here, we'll take it. Who knows how long we could have waited on that. Time to get to later in the draft, though. All right, so we do have a narrowed out here, and we have a minute to make this selection. Oh, man. I think I got to trust our board. This is going to be a player that's going to need a lot of work, especially with all of that middle there, the hits, the strikeouts, the walks, and everything. Only has 3 pitches, though. Yeah, I got to go here. We go with Johnny McKinley. Ozzy will be our 4th pick here. 70 to 85, not super happy about that, but we'll get better next draft. Next draft, we'll do a little bit better with our drafting. I guess we just go chalk here on our board the rest of the way. Cesar Robles, another starting pitcher. Gonna go pitching heavy for the first year here. And we'll find position players other ways. Got a trade offer from the Cardinals coming in. Tyler Ward. They want to give us Brendan Donovan, 36-year-old. Nah. We don't play that. We're going to skip the All-Star game and the Futures game this year. We don't really have anything to worry about here. Rest of this episode, we're really going to be focused on locking this in. 48% to sign. We got to get him to 50. We're going to let him sit there. Motivation 6% every 2 days. That'll be all right. The other thing I want to do is find these players that we don't have completely scouted, and we're going to scout them a little bit. Let's remove them first. Let's see if we can lock in a couple players first here. Like Rudy, let's just offer him a contract. He's expecting 1.6. We're allotted. Well, let's go over here. 9.6. Yeah, we're gonna go bare minimum here. We got him. All right. I mean, these guys that are at motivated pretty high, I kind of want to get it out of the way, but at the same time, it's just like that's as low as we can go here. We know we're gonna lock him in. We got to save that money. We still got 12 million. We might have to throw that at Burnett, but I got to get these early draft picks in though too. He declined. Okay, so we'll let him sit there. We're going to remove him off the board. We are going to get these other guys scouted a little bit. There we go. But we do want the motivation of 3 to go up for Burnett. And just checking in now, we're sitting at 50 and 46. I know we're moving through this fast, but this season really doesn't matter. We want to get to where we have our own prospects and it's our own storylines and our own players to follow. Hope you guys enjoy that process. And we sweep the Phillies. Well done. All right, we can take a look at our draft picks here. We've gotten Burnett up to 54% chance to sign him. He's asking for 9.6. Right off the bat, I'm going to offer him 10. We got him locked in. I think this is a generational talent. Boy, I hope so. And we almost got the whole class signed. We just got to try to get these 2 in here. Ozzy signs, and I'm scouting these a little bit. I do want to finish both of these and see if they're people we actually feel like we want to sign. Time to shift our focus on what we're going to do with this team being a half game out. My philosophy going into this playthrough was to leave the team alone if they had a chance. If they had a chance to make the playoffs, we're not making any big splashes. We will take a look at the trade block, but unless it's an expiring contract with 1 year left, it's not going to be a player we're interested in. Really wish you could sort by position. Arbitration years. He's already making 4.8. He's 33 years old. This isn't somebody we would want to bring in. I want to look at relief pitching, though, so I'm going to go through here and see who's available. The only player I really want to flirt around with, seeing if we can get anything from, is Kenley Jensen. We're going to suggest prospects. I'm going to go through these a little bit, see if there's any that make sense, any that are really tempting, and then we'll take a look at them in the regular screen. Well, this is one I'm looking at here. Smith Sauver and Paulini here from the Braves for Jensen. Smith Sauver is super interesting. He's in AAA right now. Pitched a little bit in the big leagues. He is on their 40-man roster, so he would come on over to our 40-man as well. Be potential youngster. Can't do it. I can't do it, guys. I got to hold the team as is. Got to keep the team as is. We're in the running here. We have a shot to make the wild card. We're going to focus on the games after this month gets through. Next episode, we're going to get through this signing period and see our new prospects. Though we just got swept by Seattle, so that might change things. Then we take 2 out of 3 so far against Texas. So let's see where we are, the wild card. Still a half game out. This is going to be interesting. All right, we got these as scouted as we can. This is our last day. I think we might have one more signing day here. 63 to 79. I mean, we can cut them. We can offer a minimum here. We need prospects that aren't D potentials, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll just offer what we... Yep. We got everybody. We got everybody signed. And we're going to go ahead and skip through the deadline here. Take 2 out of 3. We get an offer. Nah. It's tempting. It is tempting. Taylor Ward's been asked about a few times. The budget makes 0 sense in this trade. It would be fun to have Stanton later in his career. Where's he at overall now? He's a 75. Cole, I mean, he's injured in real life. He's old as well. Ian, they're dumping these old guys on us, right? 29 years old. That's not too bad. But we're not interested. Well, the trade deadline is come and gone, and we just have to advance one more day to see our prospects. The White Sox beat us 11-8. We're falling out of this right as the trade deadline ends. Now we're 2.5 back. Still above 500. Still a solid season. Scott Burnett. Actual potential 99, overall 80. Let's see these numbers. The 18-year-old, he's 6'3", bats left, throws right, first round pick, number 2 overall to us. We've got a generational talent. I didn't see any last time through. First season, we get one here. We're not going to rush him, though. We're not going to rush him. All right, let's see how we did. Okay, 72 overall to start with, 92 potential for Clyde Rudy. We might have our future ace or a number 2 long-term. He's going to be in AAA to start next year. He might get pulled up to the big leagues pretty fast, maybe faster than Burnett. Another pretty solid one here, an 89 overall for his actual potential. He's going to start at 65. Johnny McKinley, we're super excited to get him in here. The other ones, we're not super thrilled with our other 3 picks, but we'll take it. We'll take it. For the first draft picks that we've had, absolutely awesome. And looking around the rest of the league, we're going to see if there's anything that really jumps out at me, good or bad. You can see here, I thought the A's missed on their first pick, and it looks like they did. They missed on most of them. And here we go, Kenny. We liked Kenny. We did like Kenny. He's a 92 potential. He's going to start as a 66. He's closer to being ready than I thought he was going to be. David Armstrong was the one I wanted to come back to. And there it is, 96 potential. I had a feeling when they picked him with the way his ratings were that this was going to be a guy that had a high upside, and he does. 65 overall to start with. He is 20 years old already. He's 6'3", similar build, size, bats, throws as Burnett, but he's a shortstop that can play the entire infield except for catcher in our division. 3rd round 91 here for a left fielder. Nice. That's a project, though. He's coming in at 53. I cannot wait to play with Burnett. Oh, we lucked out. We lucked out with Jermaine. D potential, 64 overall. He's going to be a career minor leaguer. The Angels are currently 57 and 53. 8 games out of first place. 2.5 games out of the wild card. It feels like it's starting to slip away. This is what we expected. Next episode, we'll get through a little bit of August before we decide to put the foot on the pedal. If things keep going downward, the episode on Friday will finish the season. Either way, by next Sunday, we should be looking at spring training at minimum in our first action with Scott Burnett. We're going to get through some stuff really fast. Hope you guys are enjoying this. September call-ups are soon. We'll highlight that a little bit. But nobody really that we're excited about until we can see Scott Burnett and Clyde Rudy on the field. I'm SocksWayUp. Thanks for hanging out. The future's looking bright for the Angels, at least a little bit more than it did before this draft.